All right, is this thing on? I am recording, I believe. Welcome to another weekly update with Blue Ox Running. I guess I can call this a weekly update, even though this video is going to be a little bit different. If you don't know what we do here at Blue Ox Running, or if you don't know who I am, or if you don't know maybe why I'm in the back of this office giving you a different update here, I will explain that. Today is the 17th of September. My name is Adam Condit. I own the Blue Ox Running Store here in Eau Claire, Wisconsin, and I hope this video in particular will hopefully be shared and reach other people that maybe wouldn't otherwise either follow us on Facebook or be part of our Eau Claire community. I wanted to give a little bit of a different update this week. Normally I'm out front behind the register, and we try to have a good time here and joke around, and I'm having a good day. I had a great day yesterday. Don't take this different tone as things are bad in my life whatsoever. But I did want to share something that's just been kind of weighing me down as it relates to what we have going on with the running community here. So on the last podcast, we had Mike Blaisdell share his story. There's some grief and an incredible story that he's still living of some difficulty in his life. If you haven't heard that, go back to our 7th episode of the podcast, and it has just been kind of a continued week of me processing some of the heaviness in some of the stories that we come across, and I wanted to do something about it. For those of you that don't know me, I love my job, I love my wife, I love my kids, and this time of year when the kids go back to school, I start feeling all sentimental about how old they are, and I feel like life is just very much flying by at a ridiculously fast rate. I'm very grateful for everything I have, but two other stories in particular have been just gnawing at me as I've been running lately and getting ready for the races that I have coming up. I know a lot of you are kind of in that fall racing season, and everything kind of has this like purpose, right? So like I have my A race that I'm really training for hard, and I really want to do a good job in this race in November. And then coming up this weekend is the Goosebumps 6-hour or 24-hour event in Crosse, my hometown. I love Crosse. I'm excited to go back there. I'm going to run the 6-hour race as part of kind of a glorified training run that's on my calendar this month. It's September, for hopefully a good training effort in my build up towards that November race. So it got me thinking as I'm out on the run, like, you know, maybe a lot of you do this. You take a race and you use it for a different purpose. Maybe not racing all out, but maybe you're using it for a different purpose for maybe a different race. And I just kept thinking about that and how that's a very common thing to do. And is there something that I can do with this race that will benefit another day? And I continued to think about this event, which I'm excited to be at. I've never been there before, but I've heard only good things about the event and how it's played out, but also the purpose of the event, which is to raise funds and awareness and research for lupus. And so I researched a little bit more about what lupus is. Maybe you don't know what lupus is. I certainly didn't before kind of this year. And especially Richard Crosse, who is down in Crosse and has been part of that running community forever, for a long time, a lot longer than I had been around since the 90s and the 2000 years when I was in high school there. So he's had lupus, and this event is really a good fundraiser for that. I have also, in the past week, been reflecting on Justin Grunwald's story. Some of you know the Brave Like Gabe Foundation and everything that's happened in the last year with Justin and Gabe Grunwald. And it's just, these two stories have been really gnawing at me for different reasons. And I feel like I can't do anything about it. You know, I don't really have lasting friendships or even relational contacts with these people, but for some reason these two stories, I've talked to Justin only a couple times. Justin and Gabe were actually in the store last year, but I've reached out to him just a couple of times on social media. He's very grateful for some of the ways that we've been thinking about them. But I want to continue to use this platform at Blue Ox Running in Eau Claire, Wisconsin, of all places, to maybe help their cause and help the lupus cause as well. So there's a kind of a personal tie there. I see especially Justin and Gabe's story in mine and Alicia's story, as far as meeting in college, falling in love, running cross country, running track, and she died this year. There's just an incredible story that's been happening, and he is obviously in an immense amount of grief and healing at the same time, and I just have no idea what that feels like. I know there's work to be done to continue to support the kind of rare cancer research that she had. And Justin is fighting for that. That is kind of his primary goal at this point, is to spread the word and raise funds to hopefully prevent what has happened to him down the road. Maybe for someone else can be saved, and there can be a cure, and there can be progress in this area. So I'm putting it out there. I'm going to put this race, this run that I'm doing on Saturday, in 5 days from now. It's only 5 days away. This will serve a purpose in my overall training block for the fall, but I want it to serve a different purpose. I am calling out and trying to get 20 of you, only 20, okay? And if we go up to 50 or 100 people that join in on the fun, like, by all means, and let's do this. But all I need is 20 people. Okay, 10 people per foundation. I want to do this. I'm going to ask you a question. And the question is it easier to give $50, or is it easier to run 50 miles in 6 hours? Okay, so that's the challenge I'm putting out to you. The challenge to myself is to run 50 miles at the Goosebumps run on Saturday in the 6-hour time limit. And the challenge to you is to answer the question honestly. Could you, in your checkbook, in your checking account, or your credit card, or however we would take money and put it towards these great causes, is it easier for you to go out and run 50 miles in 6 hours, or to give $50 to a great cause? Okay. Some of you might not be wanting to make a contribution, and that's fine. Some of you don't have the money and are kind of putting it elsewhere. That's totally fine. I just ask you share this video, okay? If you share the video, you're helping out. If you do want to make funds, here's how you do it. We're wrapping up the video with some instructions. blueox.run/50. blueox.run/50. That is where you need to go to get to the right spot to basically just make your pledge. You're only going to need to put down your name and your email address. You don't need to pay anything now. You don't need to take out your credit card or anything like that. blueox.run/50 is going to get you to the right place to make your commitment. If I do make it 50 or more miles in 6 hours, you're on the hook for that, and we will get in contact with you through your email address or an invoice with how to collect that. If I don't make it, Blue Ox Running will be on the hook. You can still pay, obviously, if you want to, and I'm sure some people will still want to give regardless. But Blue Ox Running will be on the hook for your pledge, okay? So I'm excited for this. I think this is a very small way compared to the gravity of the situation. This is a small way for Eau Claire to show love to Justin, to show love to the community down in La Crosse. These are two people, but two communities that I know Eau Claire is kind of between. We're kind of between the Twin Cities and La Crosse, and these particular stories have really resonated with me personally for a couple different reasons. So if you want to talk to me any more about that, feel free to reach out on email, on our Facebook group. But there is the challenge right there. You just need to put your name and your email and your pledge down now. We'll figure out the rest later to raise more than $500 per organization. That's what we're going for, okay? All right, I'm going to end this video. We'll see it. Let's see, today's Tuesday. We'll see it Thursday for the group run. All the information is on our Facebook group. We're coming back here for a trigger point foam rolling clinic, and get at us if you have any questions about that. It is on our calendar on our website. But for now, here it is, blueox.run/50.